welcome back to Morning Coffee. I'm here with another monthly plan with me, and this month is November 2020. Thank you so much for tuning in to this video today. If you love videos about planning, organization, productivity, or goal getting, this is the perfect channel for you to subscribe to. I am going to take you through everything that I've done to set myself up for the month of November. The first place that I started was with my calendar layout in my Day Designer Academic Year Planner. This is a daily planner, but obviously you sort of start big and work small when you get to planning for your month. So I started with an outlay of what the heck is going on in November. This is actually going to be a really busy month for me. I've got a couple of trips that I'm going on, one personal and one for work. Obviously, we start the holiday season with Thanksgiving, and there's an election here in the United States, so I will be voting tomorrow. You bet you I will. We need to enroll in our insurance. I'm going on a work retreat. My husband's birthday is this month, and there's some skating events happening. So those are sort of the big picture things that I keep in mind when I start planning. So I start first with what the heck is going on this month, what special occasions are happening this month, what do I need to be aware of. I start there. I do have another calendar here in my office that I set up every month, sort of a visual reminder when I just want a quick look and reference it, what's going on this month. And then we do have a calendar in our kitchen as well. That's sort of the conduit between me and my husband on what we have going on this month. Now that I have my month laid out in my planner, it's time to get more specific, and for that I use my bullet journal. So I am going to get us to the month of November. Here is my layout for November. This is my title page. I'm getting better at drawing these title pages. I'm certainly not an artist by any means. No one will accuse me of that, but this one actually looks pretty nice. I like it a lot. And then the quote that I decided to use for November is "Plan to succeed." We are hitting the last 2 months of the year, and it's a very easy time to get swept away with everything that's happening and just kind of throw away the rest of the year. And so I want to remind myself that I can make a plan and succeed at the end of this year, that there's still a lot I can do in the next 2 months that'll set me up for a really good year next year. Rachel Hollis is running a last 90 days challenge for the end of the year, and this was her theme for the month of November, and I loved it so much that I thought I'd incorporate it into my own bullet journal. But we are planning to succeed in November so that we have a great end of the year and a great start to next year. I am so excited that I've really gotten into my bullet journal and thinking about what makes this better. I'm new to bullet journaling. I've only done it for a few months, and so every month I kind of tweak little things here and there that make it better. So this is the layout that I am going with for November. I'm going to put my monthly goals here, projects, events, my to-dos broken down into a couple of categories. And then this layout is new. I used to do my weekly planning in vertical columns. I'll show you November. I'm sorry, this is October. And you see how I had all this extra space that I just never used? And I felt like I didn't have enough space to sort of reflect on what's going on in the month. So I changed this to a more horizontal layout. So I'm using my space a little bit more efficiently. I have space to put my goals, any other things I want to do, and then reflect on it here. So I will certainly let you know next month how I felt about this, but this is the layout that I have going on for November. So here's my November after it was filled out. One of my favorite things that I've started to incorporate is just a list of projects that I'm working on. I divided them with a line, so personal and professional. I feel like we forget how much of what we do in our lives is a project and not like just a random to-do. I am reading the book Getting Things Done, The Art of Stress-Free Productivity by David Allen, and it is changing my life. The principles in this book are so incredibly life-changing, and that is one of those principles, is that a lot of what we have going on is projects, because there's a lot of steps involved. And so having a good understanding of like what projects you actually have on your plate in order to not overwhelm yourself is really important. So I'm loving that. I put events here, all the things that we have going on in the month, and then any random to-dos went here. I ended up adding some lines here. So this column has the events that are happening that month, or that week, important dates. This is the things I want to get done that month or that week, and then these are a little space for reflections. So I'm not entirely done with this yet, but this is a good start on what I have going on. November is a very busy month. I've got a lot of projects, especially for the holidays and getting my house ready to have guests at the end of the month. So November is just going to fly by for me. Here's my morning coffee spreads. So this is how I filled out everything for my plans for the channel for the month. I know that November and December are going to be very busy months for me and probably for a lot of you. And so I'd encourage you to think really intentionally about how much you want to take on in these months. Have a really good understanding of your capacity and what you can really do this month and how much you really want to handle with everything else that's going on. That has been a huge goal of mine for this month, so I just thought I'd pass that along. I did want to make a note. At the end of my October video, I told you I had laid out this weekly reflection spread and that maybe I was going to use it every week, kind of repeat 4 of them. And I didn't end up using it, as you can see. But I thought I'd put it at the back here in case it's something you think you would use. And maybe you used it this last month and you really loved it. So go ahead and comment below if you did use it and did love it. I didn't end up using this. I went ahead and put in sort of those smaller weekly reflection sections over here to hopefully use it in a more manageable, simpler way. But I just thought I'd share that note. So I didn't end up using it last month, so there's that update. And then this was a random doodle that I did and thought maybe you guys would find this helpful. I called this a project war board. Again, I talked about how important it is to have an understanding of the projects happening in your life. And this just helped me get kind of organized, so I thought maybe you would like that too. Here is the flip through of my November planning bullet journal spreads. I hope you liked the video. I hope you found some useful information and spreads that you can use for yourselves, that you can have an incredibly great month this November.